Life is a long journey that you're drawn into without even realizing it. No one will guide you when you start, give you a map, or offer you a compass. Most of the time, you find your own path with the sound of your footsteps. One moment you're alone in a huge crowd, the next you're carrying the weight of the entire universe with a single star in the sky on the quietest night. Humans, without even realizing it, lose something every moment, feel a little more incomplete with every step, but at the same time, they grow a little more. There are memories that life leaves by the roadside. Some you embrace, others you try to escape and get away from. For example, you hear a song, and suddenly, when you least expect it, you feel a tightness in your chest. That song reminds you of someone you forgot the face of years ago, someone whose name you can't even remember. There's a subtle ache inside. You say, "If only," but time has already slipped through my fingers and gone far away. All the if-onlys are like water slipping through a person's hands. No matter how tightly you try to hold on, it always slips away, and you can't keep it. Perhaps the saddest thing is this: humans understand most things in life not while living them, but while leaving them behind. One day, when you look back, you'll say, "That day was actually very beautiful." But on that day, you didn't realize it. You've gotten lost in the hustle and bustle, the rush, and the ambitions. And people most often experience regret and mourn the beauty they couldn't appreciate. There are many different people you meet on the journey of life. Some stay, some go. But each one leaves a different mark. Some people give you hope, while others bring destruction. While some can find happiness in a single sentence, others are shattered by silence. Sometimes you don't even realize you've caused a storm in someone's world. That's why being human is a heavy responsibility. Because even existence leads to changes in someone else's destiny. And finally, one asks oneself, who am I? Why am I here? What will I leave behind? You'll never find the answers completely, but questions are always right there beside you along the way. One evening, the train station was crowded again. The ice-cold stone floor, the rumble of the metal tracks, and all the hustle and bustle rising from within the people, even if it couldn't be heard. Everyone was trying to get somewhere. But the station wasn't just the beginning of a journey. It was also an inner test, a place of waiting and reckoning. Suitcases clattered along on their wheels, footsteps echoed, and announcements cut through the air with a metallic coldness. As people ran, they could only say goodbye to their loved ones, feeling the weight of the burden they carried in their hearts down to the finest detail. I was standing alone in a corner within that crowd. It felt as if the weariness of years weighed on my shoulders, and the silence I had held within me hung over me like a heavy cloak. The items in my suitcase were heavy, but the burden I carried within myself was even heavier. Sometimes a person gets more tired from the burden in their heart than from the burden in their hands. Looking at the tracks, it was as if I were seeing my own life, missing words, unfinished dreams, unspoken confessions. And all those if-onlys were passing before my eyes like a film strip. The train announcement echoed. It was time to move. People suddenly started moving. There were runners, frantic embraces, and the sounds of suitcases falling and being picked up. A stranger caught my eye in that crowd. He was looking out the window for a long time, looking scared and holding a small bag tightly with his hands. And the expression on his face felt so familiar. It was as if I had seen a piece of myself that had been lost for so long. But the train would take us to the same carriage. There was no turning back now. I stepped onto the train. The rumble from the tracks seemed to take over my entire being. The metallic vibration reached my heart. I sat down on the chair. While looking out the window, I was watching the city I was leaving behind, my childhood, and my lost memories. A person can't escape themselves most on a train journey, because when you look out the window, what you're actually seeing is your own inner self. As the train car began to fill up, that stranger sat in the empty seat next to me, eyes on the window, hands on knees.